I'm back. I'm back and remember how to stream. It's only been a couple of weeks, but I was really worried. I was like, what if I don't remember how it all works and I fuck up? And wow, I've got the full version of VTube Studio now, which means that I watch what I can do. Hang on, we'll scoot over here. Oh, I'm not over here. That's fascinating. We'll scoot over here. Okay, look what I can do. Look what I can do. So wow, there I am. Golly, what a cutie pie. And I can go all the way over here. And I can go all the way over here. And I can go, wow, wee. So, neato. My vacation was swell. I got so much done. I was able to do so many things without having to entertain you guys 3 days out of the week. No, it was really solid. A new water. Nice. Hydrating. Delicious. Yeah, it was great. It was 10 out of 10, and I've got so much to talk to you about in relation to it. So, I've made a list. You remember how I've done this before? I don't even know if I've got, sorry, I was writing down another thing on the list. But I've done this before. So, and I'm not sure if I've got everything, but, you know. I'll be around. Next Monday, we'll probably return to, Pokemon ranking. That's the thing, I was like, okay, cool, next week I can start streaming again. And that was like yesterday. I was like, next week I can start streaming again. And then I was like, cool, yeah, Monday we can go back to ranking the Pokemon designs. And then what about Tuesday and Wednesday? And I was like, I don't know. So, I don't know what we'll do. The problem is, I'm like, I want to play all these video games with you guys, but it's so weird to just play video game for like an hour. So, I don't know. But yeah, it was great. I got so much stuff done. I think most notably, I did multiple videos. More interestingly is the hot takes vid, Project Sekai hot takes, which was mostly an excuse to put out the call to action for other people to give me their hot takes so I can make a video about that. Because I've seen people do that kind of stuff before and that sounds fun and neato, but I was like, I'm like, nobody follows me. Nobody subscribes. Like, I'm like, if I make a post, I wouldn't get, you know, any good traction on it. And so I was like, I've got enough hot takes. I can make a bump my pop filter. I've got enough hot takes. I can make a second hot takes video. And originally I had a different idea for the I had a different idea for the thumbnail, but the only reason why she's not in it is because, well, technically Tato is in it. There's plenty of songs that feature Tato. But the reason why she's not a character is because Krypton does not own her. So that's why. Otherwise, I'd have lots of other Vocaloids, I'm sure. But yeah, I had a different idea for a thumbnail, and then very suddenly I was like, wait! The perfect clickbait! And one of the first comments I got was, hot take, I was scared off by the thumbnail, and I chose to reply to them and be like, if it quells your fears, I want you to know that the thing I don't like about the most famous Mizuki event is that it was sad. I'm gonna scoot the jar over a smidgel bit so it's not covering you guys up. Krypton with a C, you know, like Yamaha, not the bike, the keyboard, but it's technically the same Yamaha. So yeah, and it is a little sad that in, what, 5 days? My hot takes video has already surpassed by like 2,000 views my Becoming a Magical Girl in Violet video. A video that I took years to make and put a lot of effort and love into. Versus a hot takes vid, which took me not that much time. It is what it is. But yeah, you should all check it out, except I don't think any of you care about Project Sekai. So, whatever. However, I'm gonna talk to you more about Project Sekai. Negativity does sell. Listen, I knew I was gonna strike gold with that. Once I thought of this thumbnail, I was like, oh shit, dude. This is gonna be my new most popular. My most popular video was actually still Ironwood. That's like my most viewed video. Like it's still getting viewed the most. Like, even now. It's not just that it has the biggest number, though it does. In a day, most of the views on my channel are directed towards that Ironwood video. And you know what? It was a really good one. Downright disappointing that I continued to make more Ruby videos for a little bit after that. Because, it was the perfect send-off. Whatever. We need to indoctrinate more people into the cult for the views. Exactly. I care about it because you care about it. But you don't know about it. But I am gonna talk to you about it. Because also coming up soon, I'm so excited. Okay, I've got a quest. A personal quest. In Project Sekai, they have these special cards. They had Colorful Festival, which is like these special limited cards that gave the characters a little bit of extra kind of, you know, like backstory and stuff, like characterization with the story, because every card comes with a little bonus story. Neato. And also gave them some unique hair and special clothes. And those were cool. I got a couple of those. And then, you know, they finished that, and I was like, alright, and then that's it, I guess. And now they've got a new thing. They've got Blooming Festival. And these have been so cool. I might actually get I might have a picture of one of them on my computer already. Bonus factoid, I've got many Project Sekai folders on my PC, but most notably is I've got one called Sekai Help, and in that I've got like basically everyone's live 2D image, and also I've got like the characters lined up in terms of like height. This is also where all my cringe shipping stuff goes, and bonusly, I've reorganized the characters into different groups, and then I like to record the 3D MVs with the different groups performing for them, and and then I've got all that info in my Sekai Help folder. But anyway, I might have a Blooming Festival picture already. I don't. Let me genuinely download a couple of those so I can show you, because they're very cool. Who's my favorite Project Sekai character? Hang on. That's so hard. Akito. I think it's gotta be Akito. He's got my favorite singing voice, and you know I like boys. So yeah, I think Akito, I very much like Kaito as well. It feels like cheating to choose one of the Vocaloids though, doesn't it? I think those are my top two. But like, I like basically all of them, even my least favorite, parentheses, Shio. Like, it's not like I hate Shio, or Shio. I got a comment being like, you pronounce her name wrong. They don't care for all the things I pronounce correctly. But it's like, you pronounce this wrong. And it's like, well, because I don't want to say Shiho. That's the problem. Like, I've got a bit of an accent. And so it's hard for me to pronounce everything particularly well. I try, but yeah, .png, and then let me grab, or yeah, I'll just show you this one, cause these are so cool, and, but yeah, Akito, I think, is my favorite. However, like, Honami's also really swell. Tsukasa is hilarious. I really like basically all of Nightcord. Again, kinda, oops, all bangers. Where did I put it? Right here, right here. Okay. So, this is okay. Oh my god, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at how good this looks. Look at how good she looks. She looks amazing. She looks phenomenal. So Kanade's Blooming Festival card is coming up on, I believe, the 30th of this month. Right? It's so cool. This is gorgeous. And they're all, like, this good. We've only gotten a couple of the Blooming Festival characters. I'll hide that. And, yeah. It looks so rad, right? And we've gotten only a couple of them. But all of them have been so cool that I've decided I want them all. I've given myself all the humans, I will say. So we've gotten Rin, Luca, and Mako for the Vocaloids. And I'm like, if I get them, I wouldn't be upset, but I'm not gonna be, like, pulling specifically for those ones. But I want all of the humans, Blooming Festival cards. And, so I've got that quest. And I'm thinking of doing it in a way where, like, I record myself doing the gacha, so that I can kind of make a compilation funny video of that, so I can write if I have to spend money on the game, I can write it off as a tax write-off. I think that's how it works. Or, yes, they're making these for every character. The ones we have already, actually, I've got I've got a picture on my here we'll scoot over to over here. Why am I so far to the this way? And I'm cut off. Great. Wow, it's me. Okay. No, I'll just scoot myself over. Okay. I've got an image. I'm gonna call this one cringe, so because I won't remember what that means. But yeah, I've got who does have a Blooming Festival card so far. Okay, and it's a gigantic image, because I always work with goddamn 5,000 pixels. But yeah, the ones we've got so far are Kanade and Mako. They're gonna be in the first ones. Here, I'll make it big again so you all can see. I'm a professional, can you tell? But yeah, these will be for every character. We got Kanade and Mako. I don't care about the Mako one. If I get it, again, I won't be mad, but I'm just not living for it. And then in the next one, we've got Rui and Rin. Again, Rin, like, it's cute, I just don't care, but the Rui one looks very nice. I really like his hair. And the whole art is very cute. And you can find all these on the wiki. The wiki does load, like, duty garbage. I would actually suggest try Sekaipedia rather than the Project Sekai wiki. But, yeah, you can find all of these as well. And then Haruka and An, both very cute. Very cute, both of them. An's outfit is a little ugly, but I like the piggy tails a lot. And then, wow, Honami's stunning. Look at Honami right there with that long hair. Oh my gosh. And then Luca's is nice, but I don't need it. And then down here in this corner, I've got who hasn't been in it yet. So I can try to guess who's gonna be next. My guess is that next will be Enna and Irie. So yeah, that's my Project Sekai news. That starts soon, and I'm excited for it. Oh, and the reason why I'm actually so excited for it as well is not just because all of these look really nice. I can actually just delete cringe. I don't need that. Yes, okay. Is so what they all come with new hair. You may have noticed, like Honami's hair is down and really, really long, and Kanade's hair is like even longer than it usually is. If you don't want the witch, give it to me. There's so many witch outfits already. That's the big thing, is that it's like, I don't need a Mako specific witch outfit. So yeah, they all come with new hair, and what I want to do is, so, with the third year anniversary, they all got new outfits. You might remember I made a video talking about the Project Sekai outfits. And hang on, I need water. God damn. Thirsty Goyle. Anyway, I made a video about the new outfits. They've all got new outfits. And they look nice. And I was like, what if I pair the new outfits with the hair from these blooming festival cards, and I treat it like those go together. Like, it's like, okay, new year, and Kanade not only just put on a new dress, but also with the passage of time, her hair is now way longer. And the thing is, it's like, I can't just Google that. No one else cares. No one else cares enough to do this very niche thing. So I've gotta do it myself. And you know, a part of me is right now recognizing that I could just take a picture of these outfits, cause you can do a dress up mode to test, like, see how things look. But it's not the same. So that's something I'm really excited about. So everybody wish me luck for, pulling gachas in a game that I really like. So, yippee. However, it's not just Project Sekai that I got up to while on my vacation. I made another video that did very, very poorly. I made an Animal Crossing video. Is Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise still good? And, you know, it's kind of disappointing to see a video struggle as hard as that one has. That video, it's like, what, still only at, like, it's got, like, 600 views or something. Yeah, if you go to me, my latest video, Project Sekai Hottest Takes, 8,300 views. The very next video, Happy Home Paradise, is it still good? 563 views. It is my worst performing video. It only has like 100 more views than my original song. Yeah, you know? Let's go gambling, hell yeah. So yeah, the Animal Crossing, and a part of me, like, so it's disappointing, but another part of me can't be that disappointed, because it's not like it was something I was super passionate about. It's a script I wrote while at work one day on my breaks. And then like editing it was really fast. And this is all shit that I thought of in November. Like I was like, Happy Home Paradise. You know, I think I've got opinions about that. And then I wrote that script, and then I just really lollygagged on getting that footage and editing it, because I was more focused on finishing the goddamn Magical Girl video. But it's, just pretty hilarious. And it's like, there's a part of me that's like, oh man. And then there's another part of me that's like, I don't even want to rewatch that. But, I don't know, maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because there's a part of me that's like, what if I just made my videos good, actually? So I've been working on a video, I'm always working on videos, you guys know that. But I've been working on a video that, I've put a lot more effort into it. So that'll be done in the not too distant future, I'm sure. But yeah, kind of hilarious. And I was like, oh man, vacation, I'll be able to wrap up this, and I think it was done before I even started my vacation, and then I just waited a little bit, and then uploaded it, and I was like, and then, you know, passive income while I'm on vacation, baby, and I'm passively incomed like 10 cents. I find more money on the floor at work, you know? So, a bit of a bummer, but how mad can I really be? Like, I've never been particularly current, but hey, remember this DLC from 5 years ago? Is it good? Who cares? Anyone who wanted the answer to that has already gotten it. It's not like I bring anything particularly noteworthy to the table in terms of discussion. On the topic, though, hang on, I need more water. On the topic, though, I mentioned that it only got, like, 100 more views than my original song. I can't remember if Overdose on Dayquil was something I released before my vacation or while I was on vacation. But that is my newest original song. Patrons have access to a newer one, that they can listen to, and once that music video is done, I will post that as well. But yeah, Overdose on Dayquil, that's a fun little song I made. I like it because it was hilarious. It all just started, I said the words, we should just overdose on Dayquil in jest to Allison, because you might remember that there was a stint of time where we were both really sick for like an annoying amount of time. And so I was like, we should just overdose on Dayquil. And then I was like, that should be the name of a song. And then I was like, let's do that. And so I did. And it, honestly, it came out great. And I think the trick is the lyrics are minimal. I approach music in two different ways. There are either lyric heavy songs, which are harder because I don't understand how to add instrumentation to that. I do all the lyrics first, like in Synth V, and then I export that, put it into Reaper, and then in Reaper I'm like, okay, now let's add drums, maybe a guitar, and that's the thing is I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do it well, and so often I will like finish a song and then like give it a week or something and then listen to it again, and then I'll be like, what the fuck? The instrumentation in the background is just doing its own thing. I'm not very good at like using the instruments to complement the lyrics that already have a melody that I made and everything. So yeah, I'm getting better at it. But then there's the second type of song, which is what Overdose on Dayquil is, which I like to call funny songs, where the lyrics are really minimal and it's predominantly, it's a bit more EDM-y, I guess, but it's predominantly fun instrumentation with the lyrics coming back in very sparingly, like Overdose on Dayquil. Keeping tempo is a big deal. It is a big deal. and I'm bad at it. Or rather, I'm quite good at it. But, I don't know. I don't understand anything about music theory. So I'm getting better, I can tell. I mean, like, goddamn, I went from making one song last year to... And then I made a shitty fan album for Hylix, which barely counts. To here I am now, and like I would downright say Overdose on Dayquil and Your Eyes, which are my two songs, have been pretty good actually, but I there's a lot of trial and error. Like I don't really know what I'm doing. So yeah, but what a fun video. Half the time I just think of a video and I'm like, I need to make a song to go with that. Welcome, howdy, come on in. We're talking about Overdose on Dayquil, the original song I made, and how I am still quite new at making music, so it's hard for me. Bonus factoid, the name Overdose on Dayquil is stylized in Leet speak, specifically Overdose is on YouTube. And the only reason why I did that is because I was worried YouTube would flag it as inappropriate if I didn't. So there you go. It looks hip and helps me avoid YouTube goblins. So yeah, you all should give that a listen. It's a lot of fun. It's a hilarious video as well, I gotta say. But yeah. Another thing in the realm of Twiins is excited for stuff happening this month. Hang on, I need so much water. Take a drink every time Twiins needs to get a drink of water. This song is teen substance abuse. But yeah, other things that I'm excited about happening this month that's technically free if I do it right. Uma Musume gets its global release finally. You all might know that as that horse girl anime. Uma Musume Pretty Derby is a mobile game predominantly about horse girls and they like race. And I'm excited for it. I've been excited for it. Genuinely, it's just, so like, the horse girls have fun designs, and then their running animation is really nice. And so I was like, that looks nice. Want to play that. And I got it in my head last year. I don't even know how this happened. But I was like, the global release is happening in like August or something, I don't know. And I was like, and then I get all ready to play this new game, and it's not there. And then I'm like, where's the Horse Girl game? And I go online, and everyone's like, bitch, it's not out yet. It's not global, because it's been available in Japan for like 10 years or something like that. And so yeah, we know a lot about it, but we haven't been able to play it. For those of us who don't want to take the steps to play on a JP server, because I don't know how you do that, and I'm just a rule follower, so I'm like, whatever, I'll just wait for a global release, and it's happening. It actually happens tomorrow. Oh my god. So here's hoping I have a fun time playing the Horse Girl game. I remember Shadowverse had a crossover with it, and I remember everyone getting frustrated because just how OP they made the Horse Girl super hard boss. That's hilarious. It's a game? I thought it was just a bizarre but good anime. No, yeah, it's a game. It is another bizarre but good anime. I think there's a manga as well. But yeah, the game is kind of the main thing to it. Think of it kind of like Love Live. Love Live has the anime, but well, for a while there, it was also predominantly a game. I think people don't like the games anymore. But I'll admit, I'm not an expert. I shouldn't have even used Love Live as an example. So yeah, really excited for that. I'll let you all know if that shakes out well. I guess horse racing's really popular in Japan. So that makes sense. I suppose that someone had the idea of, what if the horses were girls? Well, we got horse racing, bowling, and figure skating covered for sports anime. What are we missing? We need a weirdo sport. Golf. We gotta get a golf anime going. That could be fascinating. Pool or billiards? I don't know how those are different. We had a golf anime? Damn. The past tense implies that we no longer have a golf anime. Other things. Mario Kart. I got to play Mario Kart with you guys because, so I was still in my vacation, and I was also in my vacation at work. I took a week off. And I was like, oh, Frisbee anime. That feels like that could be like Beyblades 2, Electric Boogaloo, you know what I'm saying? They have like nifty futuristic stuff and shifting stages. See, that just sounds like a video game, which I could get behind. Give me my high society croquet anime. Pickleball, though I don't know how popular that is outside the US. Yeah, that is a very United States sport right there. American football? Nah. Baseball? Nah. Pickleball. That's true. Homegrown, red-blooded American backyarding right there. Up there with corn in the hole. What the fuck was I saying? Mario Kart! Yeah, I played with you guys because I was just gonna drive around and collect outfits anyway, and I was like, I should fucking do this on stream. That's like the whole point of streaming. Most people do that. Hang on. Ping pong. Table tennis. Yeah, most people treat streaming like, I want to play a video game, I'll do it live. And I'm very adamant about separating video games for fun and streaming for work. It's not like this is very hard work. But it can, listen, I have to pay taxes on the income I make from Twitch. It counts as work. Marbles. I've never played it, but I've heard many people spraining their ankles playing pickleball. Fascinating. I wonder what about it leads to more ankle spraining. Yeah, most people treat streaming like, I'll just play a video game. I want to play a video game, and I will do it while streaming, and I don't. But Mario Kart was like, okay, cool. I'm just free roaming, man. That's the bread and butter. That's how I started with streaming, with mindless meandering while I talk into the microphone. The only difference is that it was Pokemon for my first streams. I was shiny hunting my Cleffa, Ganymede. Want to play Donkey Kong Bonanza? I care so little about Donkey Kong. Is it called Bonanza? Maybe I just want to keep calling it Banana Slamma. I think it is Bonanza. You're right. That's 99% of the streams I watch meander away. I feel like streaming is a good excuse to get through gaming backlogs, in theory. Theoretically, I want to stream so many different things with you guys because I want to kind of experience things with you. So either walk you through a fun story or a fun experience, or I want to play this, but I think it'd be more fun if I played it on stream. Like, versus this is a for me game. For example, I got Resident Evil because I thought it would be fun to stream. Versus I got Baldur's Gate 3 because I wanted to play Baldur's Gate 3. It's very different, but that it is also a personal kind of difference. And on that topic, honestly, Pac-Man, Edgy Pac-Man, what's it called? Shadow Labyrinth? That's coming out next month. And I can't decide if I want to play that on my own or play it on stream. 'Cause I've never done a Metroidvania before. And there is a real fun to experiencing everything new live with you guys and getting my like, oh my god, what the fuck reactions, versus when I know what's happening, and I can just get quiet and be like, oh, you guys watch this cutscene. But yeah, I can't decide with Shadow Labyrinth, so I'll have to by the time it comes out, because I'm gonna get it. Oh, but yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza, I care so little about the Donkey Kong game. However, I have seen Small Pauline, and I was like, she looks fun. She looks cute. I think I'll watch someone else play it. Like AlphaRad or RT Game will probably have an edited playthrough that I could watch. Kind of like that Peach game that came out in the not too distant past, where she put on outfits and stuff. I was like, that looks cute and fun, but I don't know if I want to play it. But the more I see of the Donkey Kong game, like, it does look cute and fun, but I just don't know if I want to play it. I want it so bad. I feel it's gonna make me cry as a dad with girls. Oh, that's true, Messiah. You are Donkey Kong. Congratulations. You are DK. Donkey Kong. You're the leader of the bunch. We know you. Well, you're finally back to kick some tail. I think streaming would be really fun with friends. I'd love to collab with people sometimes, but I don't have anyone who I know I don't have any friends. I've got Critter, and she doesn't stream very often, and I've got Allison, but I also don't want to rope them into, like, come do this thing for me. You know, like, they've got their own stuff they want to do, like, but I don't know anyone else. Though that's not true. I made a friend at work. Yippee! Yippee for me. I just gotta finally actually be like, can I have your phone number? So then, like, I'll know if you, like, die or something. I'm very bad at asking for phone numbers unless if, like, there is an overt reason for it. Like, a previous person at work, I was like, alright, just give me your number, because I was doing a commission for them. And they wanted it to be done digitally, and I was like, oh, but it was, I knew that they would want, like, a very specific result, and I was like, this would be so much easier if I could just text you, and so you could ask for tweaks on the fly, so just give me your number. So I'm very good at that, but outside of a situation like that, then no. Then I get all self-conscious, and I'm like, if I ask for their number, they're gonna think I'm flirting with them or something. I hear it's good to have a differentiation with game to stream and games for you, for your mental health, and I'm not too surprised about that. I've seen a lot of streamers kind of rant or open up, being like, I don't remember the last time I played a video game for fun. And it's like, and I've been in the game long enough that I know if you make your hobby your job, it means you don't have hobbies anymore. So, yeah, I super get that. Honestly, it was a big missed opportunity to not call the game Banana Slammer. I know, right? Yeah, it was Showtime. That was what I was talking about. Looks like a fun 3D platformer like Mario Odyssey. You know, and if I watch enough of it and I'm like, this looks like too much fun, I want to play. But I've not wanted to play a Donkey Kong game since, genuinely, Donkey Kong Country 3. Tropical Freeze looked amazing, but I didn't want to play it, and they just haven't been able to pull me back in. Ever since the original Donkey Kong Country trilogy. I don't have friends. She's just like me for real. In all this time I've been watching you, you finally made one friend. It only took, what, 2 years? 3 years? How long have I been streaming for? I cannot keep track. I cannot remember my own streamiversary or my, like, stream age. Why is making new friends so awkward and hard as an adult? I think because you worry about, well, I don't know. I worry that I come across like I'm flirting. Because I'm really friendly, actually. Everyone likes me, which sounds so conceited. But everyone at work does. Like, they're all friendly with me, amicable, they are excited to see me, and I'm excited to see them. But we don't hang out outside of work. And I'm really touchy. Because I don't get to touch people, and so I can get really excitable. I'm like a golden retriever. Allison has said this time and time again. I'm incredibly golden retriever coded, no matter how much I wish I was a cat. And so think about how a golden retriever, like, when they get excited, they're jumping up and tapping their feets, and, you know, they're too much, and that's what I can get. And so I worry that I come across like I'm flirting. But also, it's hard, because when you're an adult, people have kids. I had another friend, I still have her, she's moved, but she had kids, and it's like, well, I don't want to hang out with your kids. And then also, it's like, depending on, like, your age and where you are, some people are like, oh, I've got school, like, and age differences start becoming way more vast as you become an adult. My new friend is like 20, which is much younger than me. And so it's like, I don't want to encroach on, I don't, first of all, I probably go to bed way earlier than he does, because I'm a grandma. And secondly, it's like, he lives really far, like, he lives out of town. He drives into work, and so it's like, I don't want to be like, yo, let's hang out, and force you to stay in town when you want to just go home and do your hour commute home, you know? So that's why it's so awkward. New Twiins persona unlocked. I was talking to Allison about this yesterday. I think if I were to have a furry suit, I would want to be a unique animal. Now, I think I would want to be a cow or a pig. So, yeah. And then Allison was quiet, and she goes, I would be a pink bunny. Sassy as fuck like a cat sometimes, and that's the thing. I like to say I'm a golden retriever that fancies themselves a cat. They think they're a cat, which is just a worse golden retriever. I get the being clingy thing. I had one coworker who would always let me hug her, but she got fired like a month ago. Damn. Now you have no one to hug. Ah, no. And see, that's the thing. I know how to behave myself in public, but if you initiate, now let's go hang out. Well, like, we're not in public anymore, you know? Even if we go to a restaurant, it's like, but we're not in public. I'm not at work. I don't need to behave. So I can touch, like Voldemort, I can touch you now, you know? A giant mastiff that thinks he's a lapdog. Exactly. Husky? Do huskies strike themselves as cat-like? I don't know. I know huskies best at being, walking sirens. Oh, woo wee woo wee woo. So, yeah, work is also, in my notes, I wrote work. Here, I'll type it out for you guys, how I wrote this note in my, my list of things to keep track of here. And then I've got like 5 of those. Work, and then slanted face, slanted face, slanted face, slanted face. I'm not loving work right now. I don't like how much time I need to spend at work. So... don't tell nobody in the back rooms, but I think, I don't know, I think I'd like to meander away somewhere. You know what I'd like? I'd like a couple things. First thing, but I'm like, where do you even get any? Okay, first one, librarian. I think being a librarian would be fun because it would be quiet. All the libraries are like an hour away by car. I do not have a car. So I could theoretically get a bus pass and drive the bus. I drive the bus. Take the bus to work, but what a pain in the ass. So, trainers say huskies, not dog enough, and more cat-like to train, which makes them harder to train, surely. So I'd love to be a librarian. The second thing, genuinely, I would like to work in, like, a sex toy shop. Or some other kind of, like, 18+ store. Mostly because that drastically limits the amount of children I would have to interact with. You all know that I'm not a fan of kids. They annoy me. They're sticky, and they stress me out. They yell so much, and it makes me worried. I'll hear a kid yelling in the store, and it freaks me out. It makes me think that it's like, are you in danger? I don't like that you're yelling. Your kid wants to be a librarian? Hell yeah. Well, if you don't want to deal with kids, I guess a college library then? Except college libraries would most likely employ students. So they don't really need outsiders trying to get jobs in most college kind of facilities like that. Twins in sex shop sounds dangerous if you're touchy. Well, I'm just touchy with people. And that's just, but that's the thing, I don't get to touch people when I'm at work, because I behave. And it's also, like, I would be behind a counter, you know. And you know what would be really, really fun? Being a mascot. Wearing a mascot costume and running around being a funny mascot guy, that sounds hilarious. That sounds fun and funny. But where do you even get that kind of a job? I don't know. Have you considered trying Spencer's? Spencer's, and then, like, some other, Spencer's would be the closest kind of 18+ adjacent location. Because there are some others that would also be quite a mighty commute. So, what a bummeroni. I don't mind working. I don't like the work. I just want to I just want to have fun. I just want work that's fun and interesting. You know, I want to go to work and be like, oh boy, can't wait to see what happens today. Maybe start with a CBD shop before jumping to a sex shop. What does that acronym stand for? Cute boy dildos. What is CBD? Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing. Aside from maybe like an actual supervisor for them, most of them are other students. Exactly. Yeah, so college amenities probably would not want me, because I do not go to college. Better to know what people smoke than what to put inside themselves and see them at the grocery store. See, I think that sounds more fun. Also, I feel like, CBD must be like cocaine butts and dicks or something. Cocaine. That's not what you put in cigarettes. This is why I wouldn't work in a CBD shop. I actually thought about this earlier today, though, as another, like, alternative 18+ sort of establishment. But I don't know shit diddly about smoking, as evidenced by I could not recognize cannabis dispensary. And then I said the fucking word cocaine. So, like, I really don't know shit. And also, like, I don't smoke. I don't smoke anything. Ah, my pop filter. Sorry for bumping you guys there. I don't smoke anything. I don't smoke cigarettes or marijuana. I don't even drink alcohol. Like, I'm a square, you know? So, I would be less, like, I'd be a kind of a useless employee. Someone would be like, what do you recommend? And I'd be like, I don't do any of this. And also, it increases my chances of getting, like, a contact high, which, you know, I'm not that much of a square that I would, you know, be a crybaby bunting about, but I'm already hungry and tired enough as it is. I don't really want to get any kind of contact high and just be even more hungry and tired. Sorry, I was making sure I didn't fuck up my mic. Sounds fun. It's super hot outside and you have to wear the suit. Yeah, but you gotta wear this funny suit. You gotta, I don't know, I think it'd be fun. I'd like to try it. Being a mascot. If you consider mascot work, please be aware of the weather. You don't want to be a furball in the middle of the heat. Well, it wouldn't really be up to me. Unless if it's like an on and off kind of a thing. Like, okay, more often than not, you do replenishment. But, Twiins! It's mascot day! And Twiins, she wanna have fun. Oh, Twiins, just wanna have fun. Exactly. I am also a fellow square. I'm also a square. We're all just pretty square here. Square little sprinkles. Twiins, like, even more like me. No drugs other than caffeine, maybe. If caffeine counts as a drug, it's the only one. That's the thing. I don't even drink coffee very often. I only have it on the weekends. And then, honestly, it kind of fucks up my tum-tum. I've been thinking about maybe weaning off of coffee. I like drinking coffee for the flavor, but more often than not, like, when I work, I don't have time in the morning to make and drink a cup of coffee. So what I do is, at 10 a.m., we get a break, and I've got an energy drink with caffeine in it, and I go and get my energy drink on my break, cause then I'm like, oh boy, break time, I get to have my fun beverage. So, yeah, on a technicality, I get caffeine, but yeah, I don't know, I'm falling off of coffee in terms of having it as a caffeine vessel. I think I would really rather just maybe have decaf and drink it for the flavor. Me too. Coffee, not agree with me. I mean, it makes it poop. It's just a laxative, isn't it? Now, when you say mascot, do you mean a sports mascot or an amusement park mascot? I think both would be fun. I think a sports mascot would probably require more physical ability. I feel like those ones are usually, like, I don't know, doing, like, push-ups with the sport guys, or I don't know, it feels like sport mascots physically need to be more capable than I might be. An amusement park mascot, you know, kind of just bums around and take photos with children, which unfortunately increases your chances of interacting with children, but they can't see you, so they don't get to see all the disgust I have on my face. I've only tried drugs twice in my life, once on purpose, once on accident. I've never smoked either, but I used to roll cigarettes for my grandma. I used to roll cigarettes for my my parents. They had like an old school cigarette, or actually, I tried. I couldn't actually get it right, so they'd be like, "You've watched me do that. You can go make me a cigarette." And then I couldn't, so I would actually just like shove the tobacco into the empty cigarette, you know, like shove it in there all shittily. And I don't know if they even noticed. I gotta get this frog out of my throat. Hang on. Franklin? Is that what we named the frog? You gacha gamed one of the side effects of coffee. Congratulations. It might go away. Maybe. I don't know. My mom is a caffeine holic. My mom used to be a caffeine holic too. And then her, her tum got real fucked up. And so, she quit coffee. And now she just drinks tea. So, you can do it. Your air conditioning at work is broken. Damn. It was broken at my place for a while too. It recently got fixed, thank goodness, because I was bitching about it all day. Managers have popsicles in the freezer so we don't die. That's nice. I do like when managers do that kind of a stuff. Like, hey fam, we don't have AC. Here are we found some fans and we bought Tootsie Pops. We had a mascot one store over here for Valentine's. It was a heart and hugged you. That's cute. I remember there was a mascot one time when we were younger. We went to Barnes & Noble. And there was just suddenly a mascot dog there. And it was like, what the fuck? We took a picture with fucking reading dog or whatever the fuck. And I was like, anyway, I'd like to get warrior cats, please. Is this like the cigarettes version of those Crayola crayon makers? I think so. I can't say 100% for certain or not, but yeah, I think a dispensary I wouldn't be particularly useful at, but I'm also, I just want a fun job. I want to have fun more. Girls just want to have fun. And I'm sitting there and I don't do things, and it's because I don't have any friends. I don't go out. Allison doesn't want to go out. I have no other friends to go out with, and I don't want to go out alone. But I want to do things. I want to have fun things to do on the weekend. So I'm working on that. I'm thinking of positing to Allison, hey, but that's the thing. Our schedules don't line up. Most of the time how it works is the weekdays I work, the weekends Allison works. And she's my only friend. I do have you, but you all don't count. I can't go to a restaurant with you guys without being really, really cringe. I didn't smoke, but saw a bunch of smokers when walking to the train when I was younger and tried to mimic it with Capri Sun straws. That's cute, though. There's something cute about that. What do you mean you can't? Imagine, every time I've seen a streamer in public, I don't see streamers in public, but, you go to their stream and they are in public, I'm like, this is cringe. So what if you're cringe? Own it. I can be cringe in fun, cool ways. You don't even know. I'm so fucking cringe. At work, I described a girl as being hip. I just replaced my Miku keychain on my keys with a hero one from Amori. I'm a VTuber, and some people know that I make videos and stuff. So I can be plenty cringe, but I don't want to be cringe in a public streamer kind of way. Do schools still have people who dress up as their school mascot? I've seen it in- sorry, I'm holding a pencil. And I accidentally threw it to the ground. Pencil, come back. I got it. I don't think- Oh no, we did have a mascot, when I went to school. I won't tell you what it was, just to help, limit my identity. But yeah, we had a mascot. They only came out for home sport events, And I don't know who we got to be in the mascot suit. There's a part of me that's like, it was either a friend of a football player or one of the drama department, but the football coach was really antagonistic towards us drama kids. And I don't remember any members of the drama department kind of being like, oh yeah, I'm the mascot. So, Yeah, I was probably just a friend of football player. Inexpensive, how are you flying us there? Right, I would sooner fly myself to a con. I'd love to do that. I'd love to fly to a big con, and be like, I'm gonna be at con! And maybe, like, even dress up as myself. That'd be cute. Did anyone ever pretend to smoke the candy cigarettes? I never had candy cigarettes. I don't know if they still make, like... Surely I must be older than you, overhyping. But, they were just never anywhere, for me. I did pretend to smoke pretzels. Like the stick ones, not the ones that are literally Tide pretzels, you know? I would do that. But I think we all did. When nobody knows you and you're yelling at a camera in public, you're the annoying one. Exactly. TwinsCon, let's go. I know, it would be so fun. I just gotta figure out what con I would want to go to, and then also pay all that money to go to said con. So I don't know how viable it'll be in the not too distant future here. I've got a fucking list of shit I need to buy, and on that list includes 1, I want to get Allison a Switch 2, and 2, I want to get myself a new microphone. So. And I need, this is slightly TMI, I want to get new bras, and I've got new glasses coming in, so, yeah, it's just like oops, I have so much fucking money to spend right now, but there's no cons happening anyway. For those VTubers that stream in public, I can question their safety. Like, I can understand when they're playing as... you know, their persona and doing it in a room, but, like, outside I can tell they're more brave than me or something. I know, right? I don't know. It's just... it also increases the chances of you bumping into other people, which isn't necessarily the problem of other people seeing you talking to chat and streaming, but moreover, I don't want to stream other people, you know? And I feel like that's something that some streamers don't take into consideration, but I don't know. I don't watch too many of them, so... how much of a high horse can I really let myself sit on? We used to light our pretzel sticks on fire and smoke them. In other news, I have no idea why I have asthma. Oh, Messiah. In my sophomore year of high school, me and my friends were in an anime club and we were designing a mascot for our school, and we used the guy that the school was named after, but made him anime. Hell yeah, that's Superfly. I can't believe we did so many things after school. I was thinking about that. I'm like, I was part of the drama team. Critter was in an art club. You know, like, it was just like, goddamn, we had so much to do. It's flabbergasting. But yeah, that's Superfly. My school would crush Smarties and snort them to pretend it was Coke. Cola. Wink. My school never did. I mean, I don't know, maybe some of the fellas did. There was a girl who got very popular for eating a cricket once. And so, you know, I'm sure somebody would snort Smarties. Here's the thing. Most of my class recognized Smarties as being incredibly mid. So we just didn't have Smarties very often. I've never been in a club during my school years. I will say it added a lot. I remember so little of, like, actual school. What I remember is hanging out with my friends. Theater especially was an intensive. I was never at home. God damn, I was always in the drama club, like, you know, doing meetings, doing rehearsals, auditions. We took a lot of fucking field trips. We did a lot of field trips because we performed for, like, competitions. And just, like, goddamn. So, I would say it was good. I would highly recommend. I think all of you are too old for, like, high school or middle school clubs, but I don't know, if you've got younglings or younger cousins, I do recommend joining a club of some sort, even if it's just oh yeah, I guess I joined the art club. I can't really draw, but it's something to do. Hey, at least it's something to do. You will have fun, you will make friends. So I do recommend it. Kinda envious of that. We have libraries at best, but the only thing that we were guaranteed to have was football. I don't like ball game. I must agree. I do not like ball game. My middle school did the same, but with crushed up Ritz cracker dust. Oh, Ken, that sounds so sucky. Hey, Twiins, do you have any tips for digital art? I'm new to it, and I want your opinion, as you've been doing it for, like, years. I have been. My tip is... Hang on, I need to open Clip Studio Paint so I can properly give you my suggestion. Tip number 1. Pictures, it is easier to shrink art than to make it bigger and keep its quality. That's why I work so large. I work at 5,000 by 5,000 pixels. Now, you do not need to do that. You know, if it's something that you want to keep in mind, is the size of your canvas will matter. More importantly as well is the resolution. So, I have my canvas set to the resolution of 350 DPI. Yours probably defaults to a lower number. I suggest 350 or higher. Because at a lower number, you're going to really struggle to get any kind of clarity with your art. The higher the DPI, basically, the more pixels goes into, like, a stroke of a pen kind of a deal. You get more pixels per area. So yeah, 350 or higher, and then there you go. You will, cause I remember I had a fucking gigantic canvas. I was working on like a 10,000 by 10,000 pixel canvas trying to draw something, and it was still just so crunchy. It was, and I was like, why is it so like this? And that was why. So yeah, there you go. That'll help you a lot. Layers are your friend. Learn how to use layers and how to use them in a way that's comfortable for you. Watching other people do art is a good way to learn how things work, but more importantly is learning how to have it work in a way that you like. Don't necessarily just do what others do. Learn how others do what they do so you can do what you want to do. And that might just be like, oh boy, this person's process is super intuitive and easy and is exactly how I want to approach things. But it might not be. So, yeah. Watching other people do art can teach you a lot. Have to remind self your Smartie is different from mine. Oh yeah, crushing chocolate to snort sounds bad and not even close to what you want to mimic. Yeah, honestly, American Smarties are pretty dang mid. And, yeah, I'd love to try a European Smartie, but a European Smartie sounds a lot less unique, I will give it that. That it's like, oh, another nice chocolate thing? Yeah, we've got so many of those, but I would still be delighted to, if I ever go to across the pond, I'd love to try a Smartie. I've never been in a club after school because, you live an hour away from school. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, damn, bummeroni. Commutes are stupid. Was thinking I never did anything at school in my day, but then I remembered I was careers librarian. That's fun. I'm surprised you fake snorters are okay. It's starting to sound more dangerous by the minute. Well, kids are resilient. Funny story, I got detention once in high school because I had a few missing assignments and didn't know until they announced who had detention on the intercom. I had to stay at school for an hour in the cafeteria. I was scared because I was a stereotypical goody two-shoes and didn't want my grandma to find out, so I just texted her before that I was going on a walk after school and would be home late. She bought it, and it's been like 6 years and she never found out. Dang. Welcome, Orion. Well, I'm glad Grandma either never found out or she lets you think that. But I can super get that. Being like, I'm being in trouble as someone who is like a rule follower. I probably would have cried. Remember accidentally stumbling in art club activities after misreading a poster and missing my bus, and my parents started panicking. Damn. One time, I've got a story. Hang on. Need to apply chapstick. European Smarties would be called intellectuals. Yeah, the rock and girl drawing was really cute, Excalibur. I liked it a whole lot. That's a fun little song. Not one I'd be able to cover. That's too fast. but I like that one a whole dang lot. I've got a story. One time, in the 2nd grade, Critter, so we had different classes. We went to the same school, but, you know, not all the kids have the same teacher. And Critter's teacher was a psychopath. Second graders. I guess so, like, 7. You know, age, like, 7. I guess they were too rowdy or not enough of them finished an assignment. I don't know what the catalyst was. But she freaks out. And she says, you all have detention and have to stay after class. To 2nd graders. And so, you know, it's, you know, time to go home. And I'm like, Critter, let's go home. And she's like, no, teacher said, we all have detention. We have to stay after. And I was like, okay, because we're good little rule followers. And so I go home on the bus alone. And then the school got a bunch of ludicrously angry calls from parents. Understandably, because a bunch of kids didn't take the bus home. In a world where a lot of parents rely on that. A lot of parents work out of town. Where it's like an hour and a half drive from work to the school. And let alone those who, like, would then have to commute back, like, kind of a deal. And so, that doesn't sound legal. Well, that's why she got fired. Because plenty of people needed to find, grandma, can you go pick up, you know, my son, the 2nd grader, because they didn't let him take the fucking bus home, or you know, just had to stay really, really late because there was no other option for them. Like, so, yeah, that woman, the next day, she was not there anymore. Oh, man. So, yeah, I cannot fathom thinking, you have detention, you stay late, to 2nd graders. It's absolutely bananas. So, she's probably dead. She was old then. And that was forever ago. Just go up north for the chocolate Smarties too. Come to Canada, eh? That's good to know that they're in Canada. Why the hell would you do that for fucking psycho? Because she was psycho. I don't know. Detention, I feel like, should only be done when they're actually old enough to understand why they might have gotten it. I think detention should happen during school hours, and should not go past those school hours, regardless. Yeah, there you go. That's what I think. Anyone who says detention after school has to be for a grade of a person, like someone who is old enough to get themselves home, theoretically. So, high schoolers. If you're younger than that, then no one should be staying after school. Kind of a deal. That's what I say. Hope you've been doing great for your vacation. I had fun drawing, especially finishing up the drawing of the magical girls made on the stream a month ago. Yay! Oh yeah! Yeah! That was a whole lot of fun. What a fun little magic. And yes, I have been having a swell vacation. Fired or convinced to take early retirement. 100%, especially if it's same day detention kind of a thing. Exactly. If you don't have the time to be like, Mom, I got detention, I need to stay late tomorrow. And it's like, okay, well, awesome. I guess Grandpa will pick you up. Or whatever. That teacher sounds like those old teachers who just should have been in retirement home. I know. I don't know why they choose to keep working. It's like, just relax, Grandma. I don't know. Random question, twins. Have you finished Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4? If so, what are your thoughts? Excellent question. That is one of the things on my list. We are now initiating the Deltarune spoilers section of the stream. If you do not want that, I advise you to skedaddle for some amount of time. However, beforehand, I will say that next Tuesday, I have a very exciting announcement. This is the announcement for the announcement. Get excited for an announcement next Tuesday. So just be prepared. It will be fun. So, let's talk about Deltarune. Let's talk about Deltarune. Okay, and this is going to be pretty... spoilers. Spoilers are ahead. We're going to go in order. We're going to start with talking about Chapter 3. It's TV time! I've got a crush on Tenna. I've got a crush on the TV man. What a fun chapter. So, playing through Chapter 3 at first was really, really frustrating because I had to replay it, to get, like, the secret bonus stuff, and then I didn't even do it all right anyway, and, adios, Messiah. Have fun. Sleep a good. You've fallen for the Tumblr sexy man. Listen, Tumblr has nothing to do with it. I like Tenna because he's funny and wearing a suit. I'm making an announcement. There will be an announcement next week. That is all. It's a very MASH type of joke, isn't it? This is an announcement for the announcement. Stay tuned for the announcement. So yeah, okay. So, but, and afterwards, cause Chapter 3 really frustrated me for all of that. Afterwards, after I was able to calm down and stuff, I think Chapter 3 might be my favorite. It's really fun and funny. And the in-game gaming sessions on the couch are really charming. They ooze Star Tropics and, like, original Zelda. It's very, very cute. And it's fun exploring. It's really fun exploring all the adventures on your own. What a convoluted way to get that egg. If you don't know, in every chapter of Deltarune, there is a secret egg you can collect. Why? We don't know. But we're very invested in the egg. I did dig around for secrets, but I didn't S rank the first game, so I couldn't do any of the secreting until I replayed it. But it was really fun, and Tenna's fight might be the most fun boss we've had. Cammy Boy G is a great channel to check out. He's got theories on Deltarune, and he's the one that I saw describe it as like a WarioWare game, and he's so right. It is like WarioWare, and it's just really fun. I really liked. Also, isn't it fucking bananas that it's TV time? Tenna's boss theme starts deadass with Metaton's boss theme, Death by Glamour. You know, the dun 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 dun. Like, it starts just with that. And the fucking leitmotifs blow me away in Deltarune, because I don't understand them. Tenna has quite the connection to Metaton, in that you can gift Tenna to Metaton in Chapter 4, because he's bored, but Metaton is. But, yeah, just fascinating stuff. Because I love certain Pippus scene. Yeah, the Pippus scene, that was bananas. That was crazy, but it was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I thought it was gonna be a game show until they pulled those Let's Plays. I know, right? Mike, tear down the set. Tear down my kids. I know, Toby's so good at comedy. Tenna's design is also so fun, being in the third dimension. He's like a Donkey Kong Country character. It's really cool. The mini games were really fun. What a surprise. The rhythm game player really liked playing the rhythm game. So, yeah, super fun, super cool. lose their shit, tries to compose himself, continues to lose their shit. Exactly. The last thing I expected to see as the final boss of Chapter 3 would be the goddamn Roaring Knight themselves. I know! I was full in on Seven Knights theory. There was a theory, you might know, that there wasn't just one Roaring Knight, and instead each chapter was, like, opened by somebody else, and that there were many knights. And that ended up being not true. I think, but we still don't have all the answers, though. Just looked up Tenna. He looks cool. He do look cool. He's also got a hilarious, so you do round 1 of the game show, and then the credits start to roll, and then Tenna slides in and roundhouse kicks the credits away, so they can start round 2. And it makes me fucking guffaw. It's so funny. Yeah, so the Roaring Knight themselves, I thought that was gonna be, like, late game, like chapter 6 or 7 or something, that we finally fight one of those. That is also the secret boss. You need to do a whole lot of bullshittery, and it's so complicated. If you want a cohesive explanation on how to fight the Roaring Knight, there are videos that you can look up. I won't be able to explain it all. But you've got to play, like, a bonus secret game in the green room. So you need the Shadow Mantle. And to get that, you need to play a bonus secret game in the green room. And Allison was doing that. In her first playthrough, and I wasn't, because I didn't S rank at first, and she had started before me. Because I was playing Mario Kart. And so, like, she had a couple days head start on me, and she was telling me, like, about, like, and then you go around and you kill all the guys in the video game, and I'm like, I don't know, this sounds like Weird Route shit. Weird Route is Deltarune's quote-unquote genocide route. You know, and I'm like, I don't know, this sounds weird. This sounds like Weird Route stuff. And it is scary, but, like, in a cool, good way. But it is necessary for you to fight the Roaring Knight. So yeah, I do recommend getting the Shadow Mantle, even though fighting that boss to get it was one of the really frustrating things. Personally. It felt so unintuitive. I didn't like it. I like Deltarune's gameplay a lot more than the, like, Star Tropics game Chris was playing, kind of a deal. I laughed hysterically when, Rules Card starts his throuple. Rules Card's fight is absolutely hilarious. Here, I have a laser pointer. Attack where I point the laser. I've seen a theory that Rules Card is Gaster because he speaks with his hands. And I'm like, please don't be important. Rules Card's hilarious, don't be important. But I don't know, we'll have to see. There's so much. We have so many questions and not enough answers. But yeah, chapter 3, really fun, but a total downer. Because you get to spend no time in Hometown. You're just in the Dark World, and then, like, you lose that fight, basically. Even if you succeed in beating the Roaring Knight, like, it still runs away with Undyne and hides in the shelter, and so you still technically lose. So, also the boy swore during the concert. That's fun. Good old Asriel. Or no, Ralsei, changing the lyrics. I don't know anything about Deltarune, but it sounds like my type of humor. It's so funny. It's really funny. Toby's story writing is also so good. Chapter 4 is where all the big stuff really happens. I absolutely adore how the freedom motif appears with the secret bosses. Jevil, Chaotic Freedom, Spamton, Neo, Desperate Freedom, the Knight, No Freedom, and the Hammer of Justice, Freedom of Choice, making your own story. I feel like those are all kind of a stretch. Like, it feels like we're just slapping the word freedom onto other adjectives. Some of them... So, Jevil and Spamton discuss freedom. Jevil, I think most notably, I'm the one that's free, you're the one behind bars, kind of a, like, that's his dialogue. But the Roaring Knight, and the Hammer of Justice, I don't know. I would not put those kind of categories onto them necessarily, but it's not like, oh wow, that's a huge stretch you're making kind of a deal. I feel like we need to see more of them for me to make strong kind of opinions about that. It's so hard because Jevil and Spamton did feel like they were establishing a kind of a rhythm, and then the Roaring Knight and Hammer of Justice like completely break the pattern. And so it feels like it's like there's nothing consistent, nothing we can expect. Nothing explicit, but when I looked up Tenno, the 5th image was him tied up. What the fuck? I've got that picture saved on my phone. I know what you're talking about. Thoughts on the prophecy in Chapter 4? My thoughts on the prophecy. Chapter 4 is a big one. We're gonna spend a lot of really fun time with Susie in Hometown. I love goofing off in the back pew instead of paying attention to, like, church. I'm just playing with all the crap in Chris's pockets. That's so cute. There's a lot of really fun interactions between Chris and Susie. And then, oh my god! Before we even get to the prophecy, we gotta talk about the study session at the holiday house. Because you go to Noelle's place. Wow, so stretchy! Sorry, I looked at my cat. You go to Noelle's place, and so Susie and her kind of flirt and do homework, but it's to give you, the player, time to walk away and try to look for clues, basically. And Chris pulls out the heart, which is something they've done before, but mostly for, like, bless you, but mostly for, like, cutscenes. And usually what they do is they, like, throw the heart into a bird cage, and you can still move in the cage and stuff, but this time around, Chris throws us into like a gift box that you can escape and then wander around the holiday house in the vents. And that's crazy. Because, first of all, you can find Chris in the kitchen drinking chocolate syrup, and they're on the phone with somebody mysterious and suspicious, and it's like, what's going on? And also, Asgore is in the house, like, cleaning the bathroom, and he mentions, like, a black crystal, and it's like, does he also have a shadow crystal? What? Oh my god, what? And so it's really fun. The most fun part is you get back into a room you're trying to investigate. The heart that Chris actively is trying to keep you out of. And it's like, okay, no, Chris, I saw them drinking their chocolate in the kitchen. Let's go to the thing I'm looking for. And they throw a hockey puck from under a bed at you, and it's so scary. Then they hide in the closet while Susie and Noelle chit-chat, and then it cuts to inside the closet, and you're basically prompted to try to make a lot of noise. And while you're doing that, Chris like, has a hockey stick and is trying to, like, beat you out of the way to keep you from making noise. And it's by far, like, Chapter 3 was really fun. That moment in the closet, fighting Chris, basically, is my favorite part of the game so far. It's so interesting. It's so fun. I'm so excited to learn more about Chris and us, the soul, and why we're like this. Yeah, different. Yeah. It's not a sequel to Undertale. Some people think it's a prequel. I don't, personally. But, yeah, think of it. It's more just like, if you play Undertale, some things will kind of hit you harder in Deltarune. But you do not need to play Undertale to fully enjoy Deltarune. Did you get to see Chris play the piano in the holiday house? I didn't. Allison did. And what a bummer. But I've seen videos of it since. So, yeah. And then finally you go to the church, and so you have a whole church-flavored Dark World, and it's really cool. What a surprise. I like church-flavored things. That we get a proper look at the prophecy, and it's a lot bigger than what Rouse originally says. And here's my thoughts. So, first up, I think there are 4 people in the prophecy, not 3. I think the order of it is made to confuse you. 'Cause it describes, so, there's, like, the human soul with a bird, like a bird cage of human parts kind of a deal, which is clearly describing Chris and us, which is interesting. And then the Dark Prince, which is Rousey, we know that. And then there's a girl with her heart crossed by hope. What does that fucking mean? What does that mean? That's a weird descriptor, and what's most annoying is that, so every piece of the prophecy comes with, like, an illustration, and the girl with her heart crossed with hope doesn't look anything like Susie. She's, like, wearing a dress and holding a sword, and Susie could wear a dress, theoretically, but she does not fight with a sword, and so, it's just, like, what the fuck? Who is that? Because it's not Noelle either, because it doesn't have Noelle's antlers. And Noelle also does not fight with a sword. And so it's like, who is you? And then, after that, is... And the girl. At last, the girl. And that one is represented with the action sign. Like, when you act, it's got a symbol of it. And that's what it, at last, her was like... depicted with. And that one feels more like Susie, because Susie can act, and she has the most kinds of actions. Not only does she have the strongest attack with Rude Buster, but also, by the end of Chapter 4, she can heal. Which has also really rendered Rousey moot. Rousey needs to learn how to do something else. Being the token healer, his heals do not hold up anymore. And I think Toby knows. He seems like a smart guy. I think, so Rousey needs to learn how to do something else. He needs to, like, buff the team, or debuff the enemies, or have, like, a heal all kind of an option, because as it is, Rousey is just not, he's not as good as Susie. He has, like, 5 HP and 2 defense. Like, he can barely stay up in a fight, and keeping him up feels like a waste, because he just can't participate. He can't help very often. So, yeah, my tinfoil hat is one, that there's 4 members of this theoretical party. And secondly, so we don't get to see the last thing. Rousey spends the whole chapter trying to keep us from seeing the last piece of the prophecy. Susie sees it and smashes it with her fist before Chris can see it. However, I think Chris knows the prophecy. We don't. I think that's the distinction. Chris knows the prophecy. We don't get to see it as the player. And so, I mean, there's a lot of different things. It could be any combination of the characters die. In order to save the world, Susie has to kill herself. Chris has to kill themselves. You know, something like that, you know. But it's hard to make hard, kind of like, I think it's gonna be like this with Deltarune. Cause it's so many left turns, so hard to say any hard, like, I expect it to be someone die, question mark, but I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. It might be way more creative than that, but I don't know. Speaking of antlers, any thoughts on Noelle's mother? Yes, what a cool design. Successfully a cold-looking character. I liked her. I think she's a red herring. I think she is stern, but I think she's so villain-coded that I don't think she's actually a villain. The Roaring Knight has what looks like to be antlers, very similar to the holidays. And I don't think, and it's got a big sword, and Noelle's mother, Carol, has a katana, a black katana, and she's got the antlers, and she's, like, very cold, and she's mean. She's like, I don't want you hanging out with my daughter, to Susie. I don't think she's the Roaring Knight. I think it's a red herring. My bets are that the Roaring Knight are either Rudy, so Noelle's dad, and that's why he's in the hospital. Like, being a Roaring Knight is like blasting himself with radiation kind of a deal, and that's why he's so sick. Or the Roaring Knight is Noelle's lost sister, Des, who many believe is actually a goner. That's something from Undertale. Basically, not here anymore. Between dimensions. Maybe lost in a dark world? I don't know. Des is gone. Des has been gone. Many assume dead in-game. The Roaring Knight might be Des. It feels a little, like, obvious, but I don't know. You know, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, no, Carol Holiday, cool, interesting, excited to learn more about her. But really, the two I want to learn the most about right now is Rousey, because it feels like we know so little about him, and Chris, actually. I want to learn more about Chris. Also, I believe Azriel should be showing up in the next chapter. I'm fairly certain. As he's coming home at the end of the week, and we are on Sunday. That's the end of the week, isn't it? So yeah, I think Azriel, if he doesn't show up in chapter 5, I'll be flabbergasted. Definitely chapter 6 by the latest. But yeah, excited to learn more about Azzy, too. Guess who's taking your daughter to the festival tomorrow? Yeah. Susie's a treasure. We all love Susie. Literally don't understand anything about this, but it's so interesting to hear about. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's just like, yo, work. You seem to be having fun. That's why I try to explain things as we go, so you don't get too lost. But yeah, really cool stuff. 10 out of 10 game. So excited for the next chapter coming out next year. What's your favorite motif so far, of all chapters? Motif? Like, aesthetic? I really liked the church aesthetic of chapter 4. Cyber's world had the best overworld theme, I think. Tenna's chapter was the most fun. Spamton is my favorite hidden boss. But the Hammer of Justice is a close second. I think Spamton is because the Hammer of Justice was really fun and cool. Spamton was challenging in a way that felt like, okay, this is a real challenge. But it felt fair versus the Roaring Knight. The Roaring Knight felt like it was luck-based. You had such a small window of, like, give with the Roaring Knight. It's why I was so frustrated with it. So yeah. Chapter 4, I suppose. I liked chapter 4 a lot, in terms of a general aesthetic. Also, the climbing mechanic was really fun. Susie went to be the best character as the story progressed. Also, she and Chris going to church for the juice was hilarious. It really was. All of Susie's animations make me guffaw. I love Susie. Given the dialogue during the Hammer of Justice fight, we may see the conflict between Asgore's jealousy towards Sans in Chapter 5. Yeah, Asgore's definitely going to be showing up in Chapter 5. And you know what? I hope we get to beat the shit out of Sans. Get away from my mom, you fuck. Also, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to sleep, you clown. My theory is also that Papyrus is the guy behind the tree giving you eggs. I have no water to keep that theory aloft. It's just a theory. A game theory. Maybe the eggs have something to do with Sans. He is the market guy after all. Perhaps. Yeah, I don't know what to make of the eggs. They might literally just be Easter eggs. But, eh. So yeah. Like Deltarune. Highly recommend Deltarune. Absolutely. Used it. Big recommend. At work? Oh my gosh, at work, my buddy at work, I was talking to him, and he was like, what you playing? And I was like, I just finished chapter 4 of Deltarune. And he's like, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, do you know what Undertale is? And he's like, it sounds familiar. But I'm like, it's that game with, like, you know, it's got, like, the mercy route and the genocide route, you know, and, like, different endings. And he's like, I don't know, it sounds familiar, but I just can't think of it. And I was like, you may have seen, like, a skeleton wearing a blue hoodie. And he goes, Sans? And I go, uh-huh. And he's like, that one! What are you doing? You're being silly. Oh, stretchy man. Sorry, I'm talking to my cat. But yeah, that was basically everything on my list, except as a little bonus fun factoid. So I made a video talking about Pretty Pretty Please, I don't want to be a magical girl. And in that, I drew up an idea I had of Zira with her braids when she transforms into a magical girl, of her braids turning into cute little hearts. And I posted that on Twitter and on Blue Sky. And on both Twitter and Blue Sky, the creator of Pretty Pretty Please retweeted it. And she seems to retweet basically all fan art, which is very nice of her. But it's just been really nice to have people like that art I made. Really swell. And that's it. Just, I guess, humble bragging a little bit about my art's doing good. People hit the like button. Yippee. So yeah. Yeah, it's fun when creators find your art. I know, right? It is cool. So, shout out to Kiana Smith. I believe that was her name. I was so nervous saying it for my video. I was so convinced that I had it wrong. I follow her Tumblr. She seems so sweet. She seems like a sweetie pie for sure. I really do hope she gets to do more. Not just with Pretty Pretty Please. I know she's got like her Team Rocket art that she does. But yeah, I wish for her only the best. But I think that's gotta be it with stream. It's getting pretty late. So don't forget. And don't forget that next Tuesday I've got an announcement. So look forward to that. So yippee yippee yahoo! I'm back, baby. And thanks for being here. thanks for not forgetting about me. But yeah, that'll be it for today. She's such a sweetie. I love her Team Rocket art, especially Jessie as Ash's second mom. Yeah, it's good stuff. So yeah, adios. Make smart choices. Drink your vegetables, eat your water, and goodbye.